Hi YouTubers, Rebecca Roy here, and today I wanted to talk about charging water, and not just charging the water in your water that you're going to drink or charging the water that's near you, but charging the water in your body. So I was listening to this Gaia, I can't remember who it was on Gaia. Anyways, and they were talking about these experiments where these scientists were charging water and the molecules in the water were perfect. They were charging it with love. And the water that they charged with hate, the cells in the water, molecules in the water, were all misaligned and all malignant looking. And so then I started thinking about, the fact that I'm trying to heal myself and trying to get heal my lungs from emphysema, and how Jesus, he calls himself Yeshua to me. Yeshua constantly is telling everybody I see, every time I have a session with Yeshua and the angels, they're always telling me to tell them, or they're saying it through me if I'm in full channel, to love yourself the way God loves you. And God loves you unconditionally with this massive amount of love. Like the kind of love that you feel when you look down and you're holding your brand new baby and you look at that baby and you go, oh my God, I love this baby so much. So back to the experiment. So in the experiment, they decided that they would get a group of people together and they would go to these communities that were ravaged by crime and disease and just not doing very well at all. And so what they did was they meditated on charging the drinking water, so their water source, with love. So this is what they did. And what ended up happening was the community started to change. And the next thing you know, these little community gardens are popping up, the crime is down, people are healthier. And so they just did this experiment and started to, do it all around, not just as one community, but communities all over the place. And they found out that no matter where they were, that it worked, it helped. And when they stopped doing it, the crime came back and the disease came back. So it was a really, really cool experiment, and they've continued to do it. So then I started thinking about the fact that, what Jesus had and the angels and archangels have been saying to me, that I'm going to be able to heal myself and that we need to love each other, love ourselves unconditionally. So then I started thinking about how much water we have in our body. Our body is like 60% water. I'm not exact. I'm not a scientist, so please don't dun me on my percentage, but I believe it's about 60% of our body is water. And so then I started thinking about, well, if 60% of our body is water, then if I charge the water in my body, like I'm charging the water that I drink with love, how about if I charge the water in my body? Because I was going to the pool and I haven't been for a while, and that's one of the things that the angels keep saying to me, go back to the pool, you need to go to the pool, you need to go to the pool. But I haven't had time. I've had so much that I needed to do and I just haven't had time. So then I started to remember when I went to the pool, I would say God's love out, God's love in, God's love out, because I slim on my back, God's love in. And me and my granddaughters, when we would go to the pool, we love to charge the pool with love and we love to charge the pool with giggles. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it works. Like, we're in the hot tub and we're charging it with giggles, and people that can handle that vibration will get in and they'll be like, I feel like laughing. And we're like, yeah, we do too. And then we just start laughing with them. And then the people that can't raise their vibration to meet that vibration will get in the pool and go, I don't like this. What's going on? And then they leave because they can't match that vibration. And so I knew that already worked because we already did that after we charged our rocks. I said, well, if we can charge rocks with giggles get our little bag of rocks and put our hands in through the rocks and get ourselves laughing and stuff, then we definitely can charge water because water is more conductive. So that's the experiment that I did myself with my 2 granddaughters. So that's what I went to in my mind while I was watching this Gaia show. So that's what I started to think about. So then I went to bed, and I was thinking about the meditation where you connect your roots down into the crystalline cave and wrap your roots around the crystals, and you gather the energy from the crystals, and then you bring that energy up through your feet and then up through your legs and up through all your chakras, and then up through your soul star chakra, which is actually your higher self, and it's like 3 feet above your head. And then the 3 Christ consciousness chakras. And then you keep going higher and higher and higher and higher, right? And then when you do the meditation to merge and be one with the great I am, you do that same thing. And then you become one with the great I am. And then God gives you that unconditional love. And then you have that euphoric moment. I know I've talked about this before. You have that euphoric moment, and you realize that you're one with everything, and that everything is one with you. And then you start seeing the stars and the planets and the moon and the sun, and you become one with basically everything on the planet. And it's a very euphoric moment. And you realize just how much God loves you, and he fills you with that love, and it's just amazing, and you don't want to leave there because, like I said, it's this huge euphoric moment, right? So then I started thinking about that, and the only thing I can equate it to is when I gave birth to my sons, and I would look down at that little baby, and I would think how perfect they are and how wonderful they are, and I can't believe that baby, how much I love this baby, and that baby came out of me, and just the whole 9 yards of all of that. And then I started to think about, what if I was the baby that I'm looking at? What if I'm the baby that I'm holding in my arms, and I'm loving that baby like God loves me, right? So now I'm the parent looking at the baby, and the baby is me. And all of a sudden I can feel that unconditional love that God feels for me. I can now feel it because I felt it for my sons when I was holding my sons, right? And so I did that. I did that meditation, and I connected myself to God, and I brought that energy down, and I revved it up and revved it up and revved it up until my whole body was just like really vibrating very, very highly, and I was full of this warm energy, and I could just, I felt like I was pulsating. I really did. And then I brought myself back. So I said, I'm going back, and I'm going back, and I'm going back, and I'm going deeper, and I'm going deeper, and I'm going deeper. It's kind of like self-hypnosis kind of thing. And then I brought myself back, and I pretended that I was the baby, and I'm holding the baby, and I'm looking at that baby, and the baby is me, and I'm loving that baby the way I'm sure my mom loved me and my dad loved me. So I'm loving that baby like that. And when I got done with this meditation, I felt better. I know that I didn't heal myself all the way, because I still have, moments where I really am out of breath for sure. However, I did do something, because that afternoon, my oldest son came to visit me, and he saw my little Jackie boy across the street. And well, first he almost ran over him, and then Jack ran across the street. So I went outside to get him, and I saw him across the street. And so I ran, and my son couldn't believe that I was running. And I was like, yeah, I've been getting healings, and because my friends from Patreon have been giving me healings, and I've been healing myself. And I just totally forgot about, doing that. And I was thinking about that today. Well, what am I going to talk about today? And I think this is the perfect thing to talk about, because I wasn't out of breath at all. And the last time that I saw him, we were at his wife's citizenship, and we were in Boston. And we walked around so much that I felt like I was going to pass out, to be honest. And so that was the last time he saw me. You know, I had my oxygen on while I was walking around, and I was having a hard time, and I was struggling. And then, and then he sees me, and I'm not, you know. I ran across the street and grabbed my cat and ran back across the street, and, you know, all was good. And he's just standing there, you know, with his mouth hanging open and going, you just, what, you know, what's going on? I just, what, you know, because he hadn't seen me like that in many years. And because I got diagnosed with emphysema in 2011. So he hasn't seen me be able to run or do any of the things that I've been able to do lately in a very long time. And in fact, I was so sick that I think all my boys thought I was going to die, because I had gotten to the point where I was seeing if I could get on a lung transplant list, and excuse me, my acid reflux was really, really bad. It was just really bad. I couldn't take my oxygen off without dropping into the 70s, and it was really, really bad. So, and that was in 2020. So I've come a very long way from 2020, and I didn't do it all by myself, that's for sure. I definitely had a lot of help, but I think that this is how I've been doing it. Is I raised my vibration with the vibrational music. I went from a state of feeling like a victim to knowing that I create my own reality. I live in a state of gratitude and love, and I try to love myself the way God loves me. And everybody knows it's a hard thing to do, so I'm still a work in progress on that one, but I'm working on it. And now that I know about the water, I charge my water all the time before I drink it. And now I'm charging the water in my body. I'm charging the water in my body with love. So all these little things that we're learning are helping us to overcome these diseases that no one, including myself, ever thought I would be able to. But since I met Cindy back in January of 2024, she has told me that I will be healed, and that I will be this massive healer that I've always been. I just don't remember, because I don't remember those lifetimes. But I'm starting to remember those lifetimes, and I'm starting to remember the things that I can do. And I can't wait. I can't wait till I can do all these things, and I can help other people. And right now I'm just working on healing myself. But once I do that, I look out, because once I figure out how to do all this, I'm going to pass that knowledge on to you. And I'm also going to help heal people that need to be healed. So I'm just really, really excited about this new piece of information, and I hope that it helps you. And please go into that meditation and pretend you're the baby and love yourself the way that God loves you, and see what it does for you. Because I bet if you can't run across the street, just maybe you'll be able to run across the street. All right. I hope you guys all live in love and light. And I'm sending you a big love wave. And I hope it washes through you with these warm tingles and feels like a big hug from heaven, because that's what it feels like. And it lifts you right up. And so that's what I want to send you today. And I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Love to all. Bye-bye.